Welcome to Sewing Out Loud, the official podcast of ZD Sewing Studio. Here are your hosts, ZD and Mallory.
Sewing Out Loud. Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Mallory Donahue.
And I'm ZD Donahue, turning off my phone.
Oh, okay. Good idea, good idea. Okay. And we both have acceptable pens. Is that right?
Finally.
Good.
I had an awful pen. It was scratchy and draggy. You know, the right instrument makes the job go much better. You always get a better result.
Did you hear what Sam said to me the other day? I don't know if you were up here, but she said, "Oh, Mallory, I felt just like you the other day. I was like looking at all my notebooks, and then I was thinking, you know, I need one that's just a little different size to fit in this bag." And I was like, yes.
Okay, I gathered all my notebooks, like not all of them.
Sure.
Part of them.
And then I
found some I forgot
about.
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm on the no buying any more blank books for a while.
Sam bought me a diary for my birthday a few years ago, and it is like, you know, kind of rough handmade paper, and it's bound, the cover is like sari silk, you know, all woven together, and I'm starting to write in that. I just had been saving it because it's so beautiful. And I actually bought a notebook the other day with you, and it's almost full now. I'm trying to write a lot more.
The book I bought with you, you know, I bought for a particular purpose. And I am glad I bought that book because I didn't quite have one right that size, and I needed that size.
Sure,
so that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know. So anyway, but I found lots of papers, and I'm going to start saving some trees for a while.
Yeah, I'm really trying to start. I'm trying to write more, and I have a 5-year journal that I got from it's actually like Gretchen Rubin's Happiness Journal, and it's got a page for every day of the year, and it's got 5 little years. You're just supposed to write 1 line in it. So I write in that every night.
Oh.
I've been doing that. Been doing a good job.
I don't do that anymore like I used to.
Yeah, I'm trying to be better.
I used to do it. I should look back and see when I stopped, because I have like 5 books that I was writing in at one time, and I stopped all of them at like the same time. It's probably like 10 years ago.
And I wrote a blog post today. So just writing. It's good. It's a good deal. Okay, let's talk about having the right tool for the job, right?
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about your feet.
Well, no, we're talking about, you need the right notebook, you need the right pen. There's not just one pen, right, out there. There's not just one notebook. And there's
the wrong pen.
But there's not just one zipper foot either, is there?
No.
So we thought maybe we'd done a podcast about this, but
we've spoken
about
zipper feet before. We have described zipper feet before. We don't believe that we have encompassed it as one podcast.
Yes, so here we are. And you can never get this information too much.
We're here to impugn all the zipper foot information on you.
Is that the right word?
Oh, I don't know.
Guess we'll find out. Okay.
Maybe I should look that up.
So
it just came out. I don't know where it came from.
We sew on baby locks a lot, but every sewing machine company has zipper feet and multiple
And there's
types.
Generic-ish feet.
Yeah.
Not so much as there used to be, man. There used to be generic feet, and you knew it sort of fit. Like, they kind of mess around with the shanks now, kind of. Yeah, a little bit. The height of the shanks will really screw you up.
That's true, and I was always like, I would like refuse to sell people feet in the store sometimes, because they would be like, "I'm sure it'll fit my machine." I'm like, I don't want to have to take this back from you 3 months later.
That's
if you
after they finish their project. I've thought about that
true.
too. Yeah.
So anyway, zipper feet are what we're going to talk about. So zipper foot number 1. This is in baby lock land. This is called the I foot.
Right. And the baby, I've seen this with Brother. I've seen this with Pop. I've seen this with Husqvarna.
Bernina's got one like this too.
And Bernina now has one that looks like this. So
it's a
I assume most sewing machine companies will include Juki. Who else? Who I don't know. But anyway, we're speaking from a baby lock platform because that's what we know best.
Yeah. So this is a 2-position zipper foot. It's a snap-on foot. Okay. So you can snap your foot on to one side, and you would be on like the right side of the zipper. right-hand side of the zipper.
Right.
And you'd snap the foot on the other side, you'd be on the left-hand side of the zipper.
Without changing your needle position.
That's right. The needle gets to stay in the center. So that's kind of key here. And that's why this foot is useful for a wide range of machines, because not all machines allow you to move the needle.
Right. Or move it in multiple positions.
Right.
Some only have like 3 to 5 positions where, you know, the more sophisticated your machine is, you'll get sometimes like 12 positions.
Yeah. Or like, in fact, you know, we're on the Destiny here, which is, you know, soon to be not the newest baby lock
I know.
in existence. But it has, I don't know how many freaking needle positions.
Like, it has to be a dozen or more.
No, it's like 38.
Is it that many?
Something.
Because it moves like
a quarter of a millimeter.
Yeah. Is it even a quarter? I thought it was like
no, it's a quarter.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was
0.25.
I thought it was like 0.125. Okay.
You can get really
like
specific.
You can barely tell it moves.
Yeah, it's like
it's like and you go, yeah, I guess it's moving. Okay.
All right. Yes. Yeah. All right. I wanted you to be at 6.25.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. So that's great. This foot though, I had a misconception about this dual position foot. It's not my favorite, okay? And that's because I felt like I couldn't get really close to the zipper.
Because you think it's bulky, that's why.
I think it's bulky.
Uh-huh.
But if you look at the bottom of the foot, so the reason I thought it was bulky is because it's the width of 2 shank hooky things, right? Where you snap on the shank. So that gets bulky, sure, to start with. But then the foot, it's really wide, and I thought that you had to ride this edge here along the zipper teeth, right? This edge. But you can actually put the zipper teeth, they can go underneath the foot.
Yes, because
here.
It is carved out.
Right. So when you turn the foot upside down, like
it's like a step.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa, what was that? So if you, boy, that's a big zipper foot.
That was my phone. I swear to God, this phone weighs like 10 pounds.
Somebody picked up my phone the other day and went, "Oh my gosh!" And I'm like, I'm used to it.
I
really like it now.
I told you it finds the floor though.
I like it. Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's like a step. So what can happen is part of the foot is on the zipper tape, and the other part of the foot is up and over the teeth.
Yep.
So it meets perfectly.
So it gets closer. So my misconception that I had long ago was that it couldn't get as close to the zipper teeth.
That you had to be on the edge of the foot instead of the edge of the cutout underneath.
Yeah. So, you know, look under
Always
your
look
foot.
At the bottom of your feet.
Yeah. And
Always.
so that did make me feel a little bit more kindly
about it. You're liking it. It's nicer. You feel like it's more of a friend now instead of an enemy.
I feel like I'm being more of a friend to it.
I see.
You know, like I'm not being like
more accepting.
Foot,
You're accepting its diversity.
Yes. I'm accepting its strengths and its weaknesses. But the foot that I really liked a whole lot is this narrow zipper foot. In Baby Lock land, it's narrow zipper foot.
Yeah.
This was kind of the default for Bernina for a while. Was a foot like this.
That was
the number
the default for Baby Lock for a while, wasn't it?
Not that I remember. No, I've never seen a Baby Lock come with this foot.
Oh, okay. Oh, with the skinny foot, not the skinny foot. You're right.
Yeah, in my years. Now I'm not saying
I'm getting my machines mixed up.
Okay, so but once again, this also has that step on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the center. You know, bulk of the foot goes on the fabric, and then there's a bit of a cutout where you can put the teeth, and this can help you. You don't always want to sew super close to the teeth of a zipper.
No.
In fact, that can be a problem, right?
Right.
But sometimes you do, depending on your construction. You know, sometimes we have exposed zippers, right?
Now, I mean, they're very popular now that you show your zipper tape.
Well, Mary Malari came, and she was using, like, just the normal foot. For some of her decorative zipper applications.
Right.
And I think that I was like, oh, I'll get out the zipper foot.
Yeah.
Because I'm using a zipper.
Right.
You know, and she's like, oh, well, for this.
If you're not worried,
if you're
not worried about being up close to the teeth for some reason, you know,
then
it's not a problem.
Yeah. And so that is, I think that's, you know, maybe if we rehearsed our podcast ahead of time, that would have been a nice thing to say is the point of a zipper foot is to get close to the teeth. That's why zipper feet exist, right?
That's right.
And I know that a lot of people, they're trying to be economical, or they can't find a zipper foot or something. a lot of machines will come with a zipper foot, some kind of zipper foot.
Usually there's some sort of standard type zipper foot that comes even with, a very basic machine.
Yeah. But the zipper foot is a foot that's very low profile that'll stay out of your way a lot of times. Mm-hmm. So we use zipper feet for more than just zippers, right?
So usually the zipper foot is only riding basically with support on one side of your needle.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing.
To put it. Yeah.
Well, I've been around a while.
Good job, Mom.
In fact, I was thinking,
good job.
Not to go off on this tangent, but
what's a tangent?
I was just with a group of people, actually, that I grew up with, that are therefore in, my age generation, and they're all retired. They don't have like a slave driver
they
telling them where to be and what to do and how they have to, what kind of work
we got started late today. I let you, be kind of late today on recording.
Oh, wow.
You're just saying that they don't have children.
I made your dinner. I made dinner
them.
For your family, and it's sitting right there.
Yeah, there is. There's a casserole on the sewing studio. We sound so idyllic here.
Yeah.
There's a casserole sitting on the sewing studio. Table. You've got to watch Glow, Mom, because I was just about to do like a Southern accent.
Oh, yeah.
Southern, or what's her name? Liberty Bell. Her name's Liberty Bell. Okay.
Well, anyway,
was that
I don't know where
tangent?
that tangent. How did I get to that tangent?
You're old.
Well, because I said I've been around.
Yeah,
I've been around.
Okay, so ZD's old, and I'm making
her. So is the zipper foot.
And
the concept of the zipper foot is older than me.
And I'm going to write a book one day, and it's going to be called Monetizing Your Mom.
I've
decided.
Good? Instead of I sew in my high heels and underwear.
I'll give you that one.
That one's mine.
You can have that.
That could be a chapter.
Okay.
I'll write the foreword to the book.
Okay, the preface, the foreword.
Yeah.
Great. So you've got that narrow zipper foot, but once again, do look at the bottom of your zipper feet. Don't be trapped in
any feet.
Don't be trapped in a world of contempt as I was toward a zipper foot.
Well, and that is a good rule for all the feet you have.
Absolutely.
The bottom of the foot tells a story about how it can be used and how well it can be used and for what.
So we're going to take a little break, and we're going to talk about another zipper foot that has many other...
Imagine another foot.
Another zipper foot, that has other applications that you could find by looking at the bottom of the foot.
Mallory, tell me all about your dream come true wardrobe planner.
I have been dreaming about creating a wardrobe planner for years.
Oh, no. Since you were like 8 and started drawing with crayons.
Yes, I love to sew, and I love to write with paper products and pens and everything. And we have published a wardrobe planner. We have a couple of different options on our website. There is a universal wardrobe planner that you can purchase for $19.99 and print over and over again. It'll help you plan any project you wish. And then we also have themed wardrobe planners. And do you know what's special about those, Mom? What's special?
What?
They include some hand-drawn illustrations by yours truly for whatever we're doing in the Self Sewn Wardrobe group that month, like PJs or underwear or our month of planning.
Because we theme our months.
Yes, so you can tackle a new wardrobe section each month in order to build your perfect self-sewn wardrobe. So for more information about these, you can go to sewhere.com/planner and also check out the membership options, because the Universal Wardrobe Planner is included with the backstitch and straight stitch and zigzag memberships. So go to sewhere.com/planner. Sewing out loud. Okie dokie, we're back. And we were Bernina dealers before we jumped on the Baby Lock.
Went exclusive to Baby Lock. We had Bernina and Baby Lock at one time.
The front of the Bernina,
which they call multi dealers,
multi-line
dealers.
The front of the Bernina invisible zipper foot looks like a heart.
Yes, it does.
Cute. Okay,
it does.
The front of the Baby Lock one does not. And so
it kind of just looks like a bunny mouth, like with the teeth that one little tooth that hangs down.
Yeah. So we're talking about invisible zipper feet now, and the invisible zippers are special, lovely things.
They're coiled.
that you should use, you should not be afraid of, and you should enjoy.
You should use them, and you should purchase an invisible zipper foot, everybody. It's not a big deal.
This is our...
It is a reasonable expense.
This is our official position. You know, a lot of people will share. I think there's a couple blog posts going around where somebody's like, here's how I put an invisible zipper in, and they're not using an invisible zipper
And you
foot.
can, and I have.
It's totally possible, but just really our preferred way.
If you want it to be invisible,
it's so nice.
If you want it to roll nice and do what it's supposed to do, you really should have that invisible zipper foot. And somebody says, oh, but I can use my buttonhole foot, and I can use it. Yes, you can. We've done it. We've been there.
Yeah.
The best thing to have is that's the tool that it was made for. It's like when I come in and see somebody driving a nail with the side of a pair of pliers. It works. And sometimes it works okay, but not always.
Some nails in the other day. It was with the side of a tape measure.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, it's not efficient.
That's right.
It doesn't always work. And you could hurt the other tool.
Yep. You could hurt the tape measure.
Right.
Yep. I wasn't hammering with it.
Sure.
I was just pushing. Okay. They were little nails. Okay.
Yeah.
So the invisible zipper.
How many hammers are in this building?
Yeah.
Like 45. Yeah.
So this invisible zipper foot helps you get very close to the coils. This is a time when you want to basically get as close to the coil of the zipper
if
as
you
possible.
Want it to be invisible. You can put in an invisible zipper and have it not be invisible.
Right.
But if you want what it was originally, the original concept was for it to not show, for it to just look like another seam is what it was, the way it was made.
Absolutely.
I love it, love it, love it.
So, this isn't a podcast about how to do an invisible zipper, but what you get here is a foot. Picture your flat foot, and then, in our minds together, we're going to carve it out, okay? It has two little narrow channels on either side of a little centered... groove, like a centered, little line, or, it's got two grooves that are separated.
Yeah, that center where it picks up the coil and holds it back. What would you call that? Like it's almost like a ridge or something.
A ridge. I like ridge. Ridge is the right
ridge
word.
Is good. Ridge
and your
is
needle
good.
should stay centered with most of these feet, right? And so when your needle is centered and the coil gets held over by that ridge, and it's also been pressed open because you followed the instructions in your invisible zipper package, you pressed open those coils and you got, you're sewing them down, and that needle just gets to stay in the center.
Right.
Okay. And then you take that away after you've done it, your coils, they fold back toward
they roll. Yeah.
The zipper tape, toward the fabric part of the zipper.
Right.
And when you zip it up, your fabric gets, your two fabrics.
It rolls together.
They meet.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all you see is the little hangy tab at the top.
Yep.
Which, in theory, and this theory does work, means you can use any color zipper almost that you want. I keep in stock a beige zipper, a black zipper, and a white zipper, and I can put that in almost anything.
And we've got colored invisible zippers around, from things being on sale or whatever. But you really shouldn't feel limited.
No.
By your
if you're applying another type of zipper, a flat toothed zipper.
Yes.
Right. Most of the time you want it to match because it will show because it's covered by like a flap. Mm-hmm. It's not rolled into the seam.
Right. Absolutely. So the thing, when you look at the bottom of the invisible zipper foot, your mind, it might go wild with possibilities of things that could fit in those two grooves, right?
Yes.
What could happen, ZD? Do you
have
any ideas?
You could put two cords in there and couch them on some fabric. Because I do that all the time.
I didn't use the invisible zipper foot for this. I used the pin tuck foot, but this could have been used.
And people will say you can put an invisible zipper in with a pin tuck foot.
Yeah.
And you can.
Yeah.
It's still not the same. It doesn't open that coil up to sew exactly right.
It's not quite the same. So you could put like mini piping in here as well, or wire. I did a
crochet cord, pearl cotton. What else?
So those grooves.
We've done lots of stuff,
Those grooves, what they do, because you could,
they
try
guide.
they guide. You could try and put wire
works,
thread or something under your normal presser foot.
Right.
Okay, but it's flat. It's trying to keep in contact with the fabric all the time. So those grooves, it lets things ride through there. It guides them. It makes it easier on you.
I've used,
right?
For the millinery wire.
Yeah. Yeah,
it goes through there real nice.
That's very thin. It's fabric.
Small.
It's like wrapped in a fiber or thread or something like that. And I don't know if fabric wrapped is quite the.
Yeah,
it's like a mesh almost.
Yeah, it's like it's got thread around it.
Yeah, it does. And so anyway, we're saying here, oh my gosh, for the love of all things sewing, get yourself an invisible zipper foot for invisible zippers. But we're also saying, hey, it could be used for other stuff, and we use other feet, and we break the rules too. So
when you
heads up,
so you don't have a zipper foot, an invisible zipper foot, didn't come with your machine or whatever.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is you're going to go to your dealer, and you're going to have the exact type of machine that you're going to be able to tell them that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Baby Lock, and make sure it is the real name, okay? It's not a Baby Lock Exxon, which doesn't exist or whatever.
Acura.
Yeah. I mean, people come in with all these names. I don't know. They make them up. But so you want to go, and if you have a Bernina, you would go to a Bernina dealer, right? But if you have a Baby Lock, you go to the Baby Lock dealer, right? And any good dealer is going to tell you, I'm not, if you walk in and you say, I have an XYZ machine and I'm a dealer and I sell ABC machines, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if that will fit.
Right.
The only way we would know is if you brought your machine in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you're in a place where you no longer have a dealer, for your specific machine or anything, I would suggest taking the machine in and trying it there.
Or at least, at least taking your shank in, because a lot of people think that all snap-on feet are the same.
And they're not.
No. And so Husqvarna and Pfaff and a few other machine brands, they've got snap-on feet that are a totally different width.
And if I did not take my machine in and sew with it, I would make sure I could bring that foot back.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes you cannot return a foot, and this is why.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'll go get this, zipper foot and put in this one zipper from my dealer. And then I can just take it back.
And unfortunately, that's
not nice.
We had somebody buy a machine from us and try to return it after they'd finished a couple projects.
Well, and it's happened. And I will tell you something. There's more than one reason that it's just not inconvenient.
Yeah.
But if you charge that foot, it costs the dealer.
Yeah.
Okay, it costs the dealer that when you use your credit card.
Right.
And then when you come back and that dealer has to credit your credit card, that costs the dealer. So all of a sudden, you not only thought you used a foot for free and barely inconvenienced somebody. No, they paid for you to put your zipper in. That's not nice.
None of our listeners would do that.
No.
Okay.
But they better tell their friends and enemies not to do it.
Yes. Be supportive. Be supportive of those dealers.
So there is one other option. Actually, there's two.
Well, I wanted to say, did you want to talk about universal? You're talking about being brand specific and getting what you need, but there's also universal invisible zipper foots.
And I'm going to talk about it.
Okay, well,
but that's not.
I know, but you're like, there's one
more.
But
I'm talking about invisible zippers. That's not invisible.
I know. Oh, okay. You're one more invisible.
I'm on invisible.
Okay.
You are trying to distract me. She's checking.
She's
checking to see. What my mental status is, if I can keep track.
Did you think?
Don't jump to that. Let me finish invisible zipper feet.
You guys don't know what I have.
Okay. Let me finish my train of thought because it is the proper one. It is the logical train of thought.
Sure it is. Okay.
So there's another option, and I know of two companies. Coates and Clark makes one, and YKK makes one. Yes, and they are the plastic zipper feet, and they have 4 or 5 different shank options with them.
Plastic invisible zipper feet.
They're plastic. One is red, white, and blue, and the other one is pink and
blue.
Blue, I think.
Beige.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, and they have good directions in there, how to use it, how to put it on there. And this is one thing that when you buy it, you will have parts left over.
Yeah.
Okay. So they put like 4 or 5 shanks in there. You're only going to use one shank or maybe no shank.
Right. Depending on your machine.
So you will have parts left over. So again, put it on. And what do I always say? Test it. So just test it. But I've never had a problem with those particular generic plastic feet fitting. Now, my problem with the generic plastic feet is if you use these a lot, if you're going to put in umpteen million zippers like I have in my life, okay, the plastic ones do kind of wear out in a couple of ways. Like, they'll sort of get loose and maybe shift on you a little bit, or even underneath the groove gets kind of sloppy. And I'm talking about putting after you've put in like maybe 50 or 100 zippers. So, if you're not an avid zipper applicator person, it's going to be okay for you.
So yes, that plastic one is good.
Now we can follow Mallory's train of thought.
I wasn't trying to make you talk about this.
Yes,
I was just picking it up.
Yes, she was. She was trying. She was messing everything up, guys.
There is one more zipper foot that Baby Lock makes, and
everybody makes it.
No, I'm not holding this. I don't know if we have this zipper foot.
Oh, you don't have it.
It's called a right position
okay,
zipper foot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we didn't mention earlier, and it's kind of a, with the narrow zipper foot that we were talking about earlier, the toe, there's a piece of metal in the middle. You got to move the needle to one side or another. The right position zipper foot puts that toe over to the right.
That's right. It just hangs on the right.
Yeah, and so this zipper foot that I'm holding in my hand is the adjustable zipper foot.
I would call this the adjustable universal zipper foot.
Yeah.
That's what I would call this.
So we would keep these in stock because we could sell these to people with all different types of machines if they couldn't find a zipper foot. And what it looks like is a little spatula.
Yep.
With a couple grooves
with 2 little cutouts on each side.
Cutouts.
Yeah, not grooves, cutouts.
Cutouts.
Yeah.
And
little divots.
You can put this onto the shank or the presser foot bar of your machine. Okay. And then you can adjust it around your needle. So once again, this is useful for people.
Right. Especially if you have a one position needle.
Yeah.
The foot itself slides back and forth.
Around.
And that is also what the generic from the zipper company feet do. Yes. They slide back and forth also.
Okay, that's good to know as well. So when you have this foot, the one that we're talking about, it kind of looks like it has a little claw that'll wrap around your presser bars so that
just
you can
like when you have a screw-on presser foot, right?
Yeah, and so then you get to adjust it. But this is a place where you need to know the height of your shank.
Yes.
So
or the angle.
Yes, that's true too. So if you've got like a slant,
right,
or something going on, or if you can figure
industrial versus home.
If you can figure out if you have a high, a mid, or a low shank machine, that would be really helpful.
Right.
Or if you need some kind of adapter for that. In Baby Lock land, they've been going back to mid shank machines.
Yes.
They were low shank for a while. Do not go to your dealer and say that Mallory told me that my machine is such and such a shank just from listening to this episode. I did not say that. But some of the higher end that they've
not
come
all
out
the Baby Locks have the same shank.
That's right. That's a good
and
statement.
I would assume that is universal in the industry, that not every machine in every every product line from a machine manufacturer has the same shank. Not all. Okay, so Baby Lock doesn't have all their machines made in exactly the same factory.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They're not, it's not like there's this one factory and they make Baby Locks only. That is not how it happens in the sewing industry.
And it doesn't happen like that for almost any other machine brand anymore.
Nope.
Used to be the case, but you may have those different shank heights.
Yes.
So try to find that out about your machine. But this would be yet another instance where Mom talked about maybe bringing your machine in, making sure it works, because we just have seen dealers.
I don't think it's a big deal
happen.
to bring your machine in.
No.
Some people seem to think that's a big, horrible, terrible deal, but I don't think that's a big deal.
I mean, hopefully you don't have to do it like all the time,
right? Or walk up 50 million steps or something. I don't know. But
what I would do, because we had a little sign in the shop that said you cannot return bobbin cases,
right,
or presser feet,
right, or special order or whatever.
Yes,
that was our thing.
So that was a policy of ours. So if I did have someone who, for some reason, had not brought the machine in or could not bring it in today and needed the foot, I would say, I will let you take this home. You have to buy it. You can buy it from me. You can take it home. And if you have not called me in 2 days, you may not return it.
It would be, you got a 48-hour return window.
Yeah. Because I couldn't let someone, just use and, or whatever. So that is important. And there are, depending on your machine brand and everything, there are feet kits available online sometimes and stuff. So you might be able to find those there. But there are a lot of different zipper feet. So if you go into the, zipper sewing arena, and you want to know, how do I get a zipper foot for my machine? Hopefully this can give you a bit of information. Just, you don't know what you don't know all the time.
Yeah. If you don't have a dealer available, otherwise go to your dealer.
Yeah.
I would use a dealer.
Yes.
The dealers know best. In I would say 99.5% of the time, dealer knows best.
I would say that our group has also been a really good resource.
They're a good
people
resource, absolutely.
With feet.
Yes.
A lot of the time, someone just posted like a free motion quilting foot, and a lot of people just commented right away and could tell her what it was, So
the other thing about this foot is...
This is the adjustable,
the last one we spoke of, the adjustable one that slides into different positions, and you only have support on one side, just like all the rest, is you can get up close to something.
Yeah, and so what we didn't really talk about a lot earlier is other uses for zipper feet.
Right.
So you want to talk about what else would you want to get close to where you don't want a foot on
I
inside
used
your
to
needle?
almost make people take this. If they said they were going to do any sort of making a purse, doing home deck, anything I'd say you have to have this foot. Oh, I know. Yes. Get this foot so you don't come back crying when you put something in and it's ugly.
Right.
Right? We want pretty. Okay. So, one of my favorite things was like a trim with a flange.
Yeah.
So if you're putting in some sort of piping, especially big home deck stuff.
Right.
The other foot, that's good for that is the leather foot that has that big roller on it.
So when I said earlier that the zipper foot is so low profile, we did a live broadcast in the Zigzag group. It was our exclusive live broadcast about mini piping on button-ups. And you talked about, I think it was like 7 different feet.
There were like 7 different feet.
And
this was one of them.
Yep. And the zipper foot, it just lets you put on any type of piping.
It can be from tiny to huge.
Yeah, you don't have to be like, okay, I got to get a different size piping foot. And you know what? Some piping is so darn big, it's not going to fit under a foot, right?
No, it won't. But you need that foot. Sometimes you are almost freehanding it, but you just have a little bit of that foot to help you guide, and and it allows you to put down your presser foot. It'll give you a little grip. But I remember there was a point in time where I would not let anyone leave the store without an open-toed foot and one of these.
Yeah,
because you could do anything with those.
I would always in the years when I was really like selling lots of machines, like over the past, 7 years or whatever, 8 years, a lot of the machines would come with an open toe foot.
And they do now.
And I would make sure that they got the edge joining foot.
Edge joining foot, exactly.
And the narrow zipper foot. A lot of the time I'd say, you know what? This is just really going to be helpful to you.
Yeah.
And so those, do I need any feet? Or, you know what? One time someone came in and they said, I want to buy the rolled hem foot. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She was like, well, I got money for my birthday and I wanted to buy a presser foot. And I was like, do you want to have fun? And she was like, yes, I want to have fun. And I was like, so you have a serger. So I'd recommend doing your rolled hems on your serger. And I was like, do you have an edge joining foot? And she was like, no. And I was like, this will make you have fun. Like, if you're looking to spend birthday money, that's what I told her to do. I was like, if you want a real fun foot, this would be the one. So
the only reason I think anybody needs a rolled hem foot, okay, somebody out there is going to challenge this, and please do.
It's all right.
But this is where I'm coming from, is if you're doing alterations and you're cutting off just part of the hem, and you have to go back and like match up that rolled hem that they had on it.
That is existing.
Otherwise, the rolled hem is just sort of a tedious thing to get to learn.
I think that there are just other, like just like you said,
Right.
There are other easier,
now, if I can cut that whole hem off, then I'll put a different hem on.
Right. You'll do a tiny hem or something like, or a serge, or a lot of times on prom dresses, like chiffon and stuff, there would be the rolled hem.
Yes.
Right. But if you can cut the whole hem off and do that with your serger.
Right. But if it has like a train or something and you're only cutting the front off, this is the thought I'm having. Right, is, then I do need that rolled hem foot to match that hem. But otherwise, hey, I chuck that rolled hem foot. And it is a pretty hem.
For sure. Okay, well, that is a nice little episode on zipper feet. I think that was gorgeous.
You got a little rolled hem.
Yep.
So everybody, tell me how mean I am about the rolled hem foot.
That's right. And how mean you were to all those people who want to just buy press your feet and then return them.
Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, gee, here, just let me buy a car and use it for a few days and bring it back.
Our listeners would never do that. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we have some rogue listeners out there.
You think so?
I think so.
It'll be the person who listens to one podcast
and says
they were terrible people.
Say,
and
woo, that's Edie. Man, well, guess what? You're right.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for listening to us. We enjoy sharing sewing information with you. And you can find us online at sewhere.com. We've got online classes and, lots of goodies for you there. We're on Instagram as @ZD Sewing Studio.
So long and so happy.
Thanks for listening to Sewing Out Loud. For even more expert sewing advice, visit sewhere.com.